Good morning. Is it morning? Yes. Good morning and welcome to a very special Anzac edition of Jimmy and the Fat Man. And Captain, stick your head in the video movies. Today is Anzac Day here in Australia. So it means a lot to this country. We've done the memorial service this morning all around the country. Just wait. Please just wait, Jetty, Daddy's talking. Okay, and and the other way we celebrate Anzac Day to commemorate the Australian and New Zealand heroes. We have a great game of football where the whole of Victoria and Australia pretty much comes together and watches a great game of AFL football. And that's why we're all wearing our football jumpers, our Collingwood jumpers. Even Captain Movies is wearing his Collingwood jumper. Yeah. So what'd you do yesterday? What'd you get up to yesterday?
Among Us.
And who'd you play Among Us with?
Glenn.
Yeah? And how many times were you imposter? Captain Movies, you're going to knock over the camera. How many times were you imposter?
I think just one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have, and you had heaps of fun though?
Mm-hmm.
And then what else did we do? What did we watch?
Is it cake?
Is it cake? We watched all of Is It Cake. Now we did do a whole video of Is It Cake, but YouTube wouldn't allow us to put it on. So if you want to watch it, hit us up. You can be your own private Jimmy and the Fat Man. Today, Fat Man's going to be live on location at the MCG. Collingwood versus, it's going to be Essendon versus Collingwood. The big, you're tired, are you? The big Essendon versus Collingwood Anzac Day clash live at the football. Show us your, here's our special guest for today's show.
Okay, this, you might have saw this on LankyBoxShop.com. It is Thick Foxy from LankyBoxShop.com.
Yeah, and what does Thick Foxy do?
Thick Foxy says, I love donuts! Yeah!
Yeah, buddy.
That's how I came thick!
Yeah?
By eating too much donuts!
Yeah, and we're all excited. Yeah, he loves his Lanky Box. We all love our Lanky Box, and we watch it heaps. Yeah, in fact, let's just do this. Sorry, guys. So don't forget, we've got our big competition, our $1 per follower in May. We get to 500 followers by 1st of May. One lucky subscriber will win 500 schmackaroonies. You say it. Schmackaroonies. No, say it like that. Schmackaroonies. Say it like that. Go.
Schmackaroonies.
You say it. Schmackaroonies. Schmackaroonies.
$500.
$500. $500. So, now, so we've already done your special guest, talked about the football, talked about our competition. We've shown our jumpers. Big happy birthday to our cousin Joanne Madafari. Happy birthday. You share your birthday with Renee Zellweger, who turns 53. Al Pacino turns 82 today. Gina Torres from Suits turns 53. I've written her name down. Hank Azaria turns 58. Everyone knows Hank Azaria, comedian, writer for The Simpsons. He's been in a bunch of movies. And Australia's own Daniel McPherson from Neighbours turns 42. So, it's going to be a big day. We're going to be live from the MCG. We're going to be talking the Fat Man Awards for the best Collingwood player. And now, after this very short break, Jimmy is going to tell a knock-knock joke. So we're back for Jimmy's knock-knock joke of the day. Jimmy, take it away.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Keith.
Keith who?
Hugging a Keith.
Hugging a Keith, you get plenty. That was actually really good. High five. High five. That was a terrific joke. Well done. So what are you looking forward to doing today? That hurt me too.
Among Us mod.
We're going to do some Among Us mods. That's right. What are you looking forward to that? That's right. Plenty of holes. All right. So there we go. It's going to be a great day. Stay with me. I'm going to take you all today through the Collingwood versus Essendon Anzac Day game. Jimmy will be back tomorrow. So let's talk about what we did. So today's Anzac Day. Tomorrow, because you're going to be back tomorrow, we're going to do the taste test where we're going to have a bunch of things and you're going to taste which one you like the best.
Yep.
And hopefully it's the most expensive. Kristen did it. Yep. Mama Bear did it on Wednesday while you weren't here, and it was a rip-soaring success. And you did it on the Saturday before with the, what'd you do it with? You did it with the lollies. That's right. So we're going to have another taste test. And then Friday, of course, Positivity Friday.
With the fruit.
That's right. And then Sunday, all of us are going to be at the football for the Collingwood versus Gold Coast game at the MCG. Where's Thick Foxy? Where'd he go?
That's a she.
Where'd she go? All right. Do you want to say goodbye for Thick Foxy?
Bye. And
Bye.
Foxy says bye. And I'm thick.
So say bye to Jimmy. You'll be back.
And then say bye. And Thick Foxy. That's my new catchphrase.
What is it again? What's your new catchphrase? Hold on. I can't talk. What's your new catchphrase?
Bye, bippity bye, bop, and 6 Foxy!
Yeah. So before I do my preview of today's game between Collingwood and Essendon, let's go and show you what my little boy's doing. This warms up. All right. It's not all PlayStation and Among Us. Look at this. Painting a T-Rex. Getting his hands dirty makes Daddy so proud. What about Mama Bear? Does it make you happy?
Yeah, it makes you.
Let's have a look at your ass fuck. What's it? Oh, so cool.
Tell
So
everyone
cool.
what you're doing. Are you painting?
Well done, Captain Movies. Good boy. Let's have a look what you got there. A T-Rex and a Parasaurolophus. A red T-Rex.
Red.
Wow. Hey, are any of those cake?
Is it cake, Jetty? Captain Movies.
Are you having fun? Oh, you look like you're having a lot of fun. Can I have a smile? Alright, so now we get to the game. Let's talk about the game between Essendon and Collingwood. It's a sensational game, sensational day for football, and I can't wait to get out there and bring you all with me to the atmosphere. Downloaded my tickets for the game, this cute barcode stuff. It's a story for another day. Got the shaved head going, so I'm probably going to need to wear a hat today, actually, just so it reminds me. But anyway, let's talk about the footy. Essendon versus Collingwood. I think Essendon won the last 3 against Collingwood, and they won both games last year. The Anzac Day game by 4 goals, and the other game by about 6 goals. The final game of the year. And look, in that final game of the year, they barely got out of second gear, so it could have been a lot worse. They were preparing for finals. So that, you know, you could just see that every single time Collingwood pressed, they just put their foot on the gas a little bit and happened to mount to beat any challenge that we put them at. So look, Essendon were a better side, but this year, different year. I'm tipping different result this year. So you have a look at both sides. I'm really interested to see if Jake Stringer plays today. I mean, he's been listed as 1 to 2 weeks out, but he's been named. So that'll be interesting to see if he made the side. Last night, Melbourne beat Richmond. Richmond put up a good fight, but really, Melbourne should have won that game by a lot more. Melbourne should have won the game by 1 goal, 16. So good one, they gave by 40, 50 points, so they kicked a little bit straighter considering some of the ones they missed. And then, so for today's game, Essendon have won the last 3. Their defence has been very leaky, but as always happens against Collingwood, they've been smashed this week, all week by the media. So just like Brisbane and Geelong and West Coast, they get smashed the week that we play them. So obviously they're going to come out all guns blazing. And Collingwood have named Mychik in the back pocket, so that's really interesting. I guess with Roughhead going out, they need a bit more height up back. They were too tall up forward last week, and I think actually cost us a little bit. So look, I think both games, as usual, games going to be won in the midfield. Essendon, other than Peter Wright, I don't think have too much in the forward line, particularly now Tipper Woody isn't playing. He's normally done really well against us, so as Tipper Woody isn't playing, I don't think either side's forwards, unless Jake Stringer plays. I think both forwards lines cancel each other out. I think both defences cancel each other out. Because Collingwood's defence has been pretty leaky lately too. Not as bad as Essendon's, but I don't think teams have had to, considering the amount of forward half possession Collingwood have had, to then lose 3 games in a row from that. Our defence has been pretty leaky as well. Teams haven't had to work as hard for their scores as what we've had to work for ours. It'll really be down to midfield dominance. And look, I think Collingwood's on paper with the personnel available. I think Collingwood is a little bit better. So look, it'll be a really good game. Be Anzac Day. Look, I reckon you probably get 85,000 today. I think Melbourne, Richmond got about 70 yesterday, so probably 85,000. All crowds have been a little bit low this year. And I think the Collingwood crowd will get us home. Just, playing in front of a crowd, just a little bit different this year. It's given us a bit of a boost, especially that game against the Cats. Geelong are a lot better side than Collingwood, and yet we were able to get the better of them for pretty much 3 quarters. I think it's going to be. I think we've got the better ruckman. I think both forward lines cancel each other out. Both defences cancel each other out. I just think I think we shade them a little bit in the midfield. So if it goes to script in the midfield, and we perform as well as we should in the midfield, particularly with De Goey in there. And look, you know what, I don't like to besmirch anybody, but I think we've got a bit of a stronger midfield now that I don't think either the Brown brothers are playing in there. And Wilson, we gave him a couple of goes, and I'm really glad to see Poulter in. You know, Poulter, I actually really like him. He gives a bit of dash on the wing, and he's got a bit of spunk about him. He's a good kick of the football as well. So I think he's a really good addition. So look, based on all that, I think Collingwood win today by 18 points. I think it's going to be an absolute rip snorter. It's a rip snore of a day. It'll be a rip snorting game. I can't wait for it. You're going to be there with me the whole time. Collingwood versus Essendon versus Collingwood, MCG, Anzac Day.
Here we are, Jimmy and the Fat Man on location. There's a beautiful MCG. Sorry, I'm modelling a little bit. Just walking. It's now, what's time? 2:35. Game starts in about 45 minutes. There's a little bit of wind. Geez, oh, you can see the crowd running up to the Gee, this is good. I love crowds being back at the football. It's just nothing better. I missed going to the football. I mean, this is the third game I've been to this year. But yeah, there's nothing better than being at the football. It's my escape. It's my time away to just yell and scream at the world and just get all that much. Of course, you always do it respectfully. You know, you don't say anything ridiculous or, you know, don't cross any lines and obvious lines, like you don't go to the end. I wasn't allowed to say that, obvious lines, but yeah, look, Collingwood versus Essendon, it's really the only game that belongs on Anzac Day, really. I mean, people go, oh, you know, anyone would shout out, well, the year before, St Kilda and Richmond played at Waverley Park on Anzac Day in '94 and got about 35,000 people there, about half full. So really, only Collingwood Essendon could get this sort of thing. Maybe a Carlton could probably get it as well. Richmond, but I mean, last night 70,000. Yeah, Collingwood Essendon supporters continue to show up, so we own this day. You know, look at Kangaroos and the Bulldogs on Good Friday. What a debacle that is. You know, 15 people show up. But anyway, look, I'll have to leave that debate for another day. And I'll catch you back inside the ground.
Gave their lives for the nation. Our thoughts too were those currently deployed. Would you please rise and remove your hats for the Anzac observers. We welcome today the President of the Victorian Return and Services League, Dr. Robert Webster, OAM. In memory of the fallen, they shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Catholic Party, Hey! Folk Party!
That was amazing. Go Pies.
Right, so that's it for quarter time. Collingwood now, the Bombers 3-2-20 to 2-2-14. Just trying to get updated stats and I'm not getting any, so sorry, my app's running a little bit slow. So overall, very nice, getting close. Both teams are doing well. For clearances, although Essendon dominated the second half of that first quarter in regards to clearances. So look, you know what, big ups to Essendon. They've really answered their critics when it comes to big half of football. As we knew that they would respond today. And it's 3-2 to go, 3-2-20 to 2-2-14. They've had a lot of the ball. They are playing a very disposal-oriented game of football, as Collingwood's far more direct. So 3-2-2-2 in regards to disposals for the Bombers. Well, they've got the top 5 possession winners on the ground. Parry 16 possessions in a quarter of football. Merritt 12, Shield, McGrath and Martin 8 for the Pies. DeGoey, Adams, Pendlebury, all with 8. In regards to goals, my check is 2 for Collingwood. Ginnivan, single goal kick up for the Pies and 4 for the Bombers. Stringer, Waterman with their 2 goals. And obviously Jake Stringer kicks a goal in the goose and celebrates like he just won us in the premiership. Seriously, it was laughable. We were all laughing at him. But you know, he still got the goal. Regardless, have a look at some of the stats around the ground here. Essendon 16 ball possessions in one quarter of football. Collingwood leading the free kicks 5-2. Collingwood more contested possessions. Essendon much more uncontested, 81-59. Collingwood lead the hit-outs 12-9. Clearances. Essendon winning what would have been 8 of the last 13 clearances, so we got in and under. And inside 50s 13-9 in favour of Collingwood, and that gives Collingwood the lead. 3-2-20, 2-2-14. So look, I still didn't put a prediction before. Collingwood by 15 points. I still think it's going to be that. Looks like it's going to be a real tight, neat, close game. Skills little bit to be desired both. It looks like it's going to be a pressure game, lots of pressure turnover. So let's see what the second quarter brings us. So it's half-time at the MCG. You can tell it's a Butler crowd is down here on the Collingwood end. The concert stands packed, people everywhere. Probably can't even hardly get to what I'm saying. It's nuts here and I'm loving it. I love seeing Jatf football. At the football, Collingwood 6-2-38 at half-time, lead the Bombers 4-6-30, so 10 scoring shots for the Bombers, 8 to Collingwood. Red time this year, the Bombers actually had less scoring shots than being in front at this late stage of the game. So 4-6 to 6-2 that quarter. Collingwood kicked 3 straight, the Bombers kicked 2-4 plus 2 shots of an in-play distance. So the Bombers really squandered the opportunity. Collingwood are going to want to lift in the middle because they're getting smashed in the middle. Darcy Parish is not the boys over the ball. So let's have a look for the goal kickers. The Pies, Ginnivan and Pie check 2 each. Crisp and Quaynor have singles. For the Bombers, 2 to Perkins, singles, 2 Stringer. Waterman in regards to stats. In regards to disposal runs, like I said, Bombers. So the Bombers are getting 4 highest possession winners in the game around. Parish already has 30 possessions and 14 possessions that quarter, so they're now 30, but 20 of them are handled. So this is getting it under the dirty word. Merritt has 18, Shield and McGrath have 16 for the Pies, Gully 16, Pendlebury, Noble 15, 14, including that terrific goal in the second quarter. Some of the stats. Bombers have 30 more possessions. With that quarter, they probably got it. They did just run around up until about midway to the second quarter. They've had 33 more handballs. That's basically where it is. 3 kicks to 7 apiece, so they evened up that quarter. They had more contested possession, so the Bombers are playing well. They probably could either be even or maybe even have their noses a little bit in front. Probably 5 more hit-outs. Bombers 9 more clearances between the 13. But they've turned over the ball more. They've made 3 more tackles. Tackles inside 50 stat. Collingwood have 5. Bombers have none. And Collingwood more inside 50s. That doesn't surprise me. It's how we do 26 inside 50s to 21. And Collingwood had 2 changes. And from what I hear, Matthew Kruger has hurt his shoulder again, so he's out. He's been subbed out, and Callum Brown has been subbed in. So hopefully Callum Brown can look. He's been given plenty of opportunity. Hopefully he can make the most of his opportunity, but he hasn't laid a finger on the ball as of yet. So there you go. So that's half time here at the MCG. I've taken a few photos. The Clark girls out there doing their thing, doing really well. You can see a proud dad as well, Brian as well. So well done to the Clark family. It's half time here at the MCG. Collingwood 6-2-38, the Bombers 4-6-30. It's 3/4 time at the G. Collingwood are now in front by 1 point. So Bombers at the front twice that quarter, and Collingwood were able to nab the lead back. Bombers kicked 4-2 that quarter. Collingwood kicking 3-1 to lead 9-3, 57 to 8-8 with his brother. For Darcy Parish, only 8 possessions that quarter. He's on 38 for the game. Let's have a look. So for the disposals, for Essendon, Parish has 38, McGrath, Merritt 25, Shield 21. For the Pies, the Goyers 22, Pendlebury 20 and 19 to Crisp and Noble, who did a horrific turnover that gifted the Bombers a really easy goal that quarter, which is quite frustrating. For the goal kickers for the Pies, Ginnivan has 4 3 to mine check singles to Crisp and Crainoff. For the Bombers, Waterman 3, Stringer and Perkins 2, Wealthy 1. So it's a high scoring game. 9 goals to 8 to 17 goals all up. So we go with the stats. The Bombers have 40 more possessions than the Pies and going at it more effective as well, but they are again. Have 13 more contested. Collingwood taking 1 more mark, 3 more contested marks. Bombers taking 13 marks inside 50. So Collingwood's much more defence, put themselves down today. Bombers 15 more clearances. Like I said, today's going to be in the middle, and the midfield is what's actually kept the Bombers in the game. Collingwood 9 tackles inside 50 to 2. And the Bombers have had 3 more inside 50s, 38 to 30, and Collingwood lead 9-3 to 8-8. So we have a look at the ladder. So Collingwood wins this, they go to 12 with a percentage, about 100. So they'll go to 8. They'll overtake Hawthorn if they win this. If the Bombers win, they'll jump probably to 13. So it's a big last quarter here. Sorange just gone. Darcy Parish best on ground. Ginnivan close behind him. Now look, I'll say this quickly. I don't rag on the umpires. You see, I haven't ragged on the umpires at all this year. But I'll say one thing: focus less on dissent. 2 free kicks. There's a goal and holding the ball, and the Grundy one. The shootout went there, but one cost us a goal. The other one didn't. Not the reason why we're down. We're down this way because our midfield has been smashed by Essendon. They're watching in front, but we actually should be behind. Anyway, there we go. Collingwood leading 57-56. It's the last quarter. Anzac Day football. I'll see you at the end of the game.
Forever, we know how to play the game. Side by side, we stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades shout. kick for the good old Collingwood. What a game, gun the Pies.
So driving home, what a game, what an Anzac Day. Collingwood defeating Essendon 15-3, 12-10, 82. What can I say? I don't think I've ever seen a game where Collingwood have kicked 15-3. I don't think I'll ever see another game where Collingwood kick 15-3 again. Collingwood have a knack of having more scoring shots than the opposition and losing. We've done it a few times actually. I think every game we've lost this year we've had more scoring shots than the opposition. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, look, what a win, what an occasion. Nearly 85,000 people there. It was more than what I thought were going to be there. So kudos to the Collingwood and Essendon fans for showing up today. It was a magnificent atmosphere. It was one of the best atmosphere games that I've ever been to. So, you know, big ups to both teams of fans. Like, I've been to Anzac Day games. Anzac Day games are always special, but this one just had a little bit more in it. So yeah, look, big ups to both teams. I think because both teams are around each other on the ladder too. Both teams are struggling. Both teams really needed a win today. So it felt like both teams' fans really put on a show. Speaking of putting on a show, Jack Ginnivan, well done, mate. 5 goals on the biggest home and away stage that there is on Anzac Day. I love the celebration, really. I mean, look, he's kicked 5 goals as a forward pocket, and he earned those goals, you know, marks, got his head ripped off, a few like that. You compare that to someone over down there at Bomberland, Jake Stringer, gets a Joey the Goose, didn't do anything to deserve that goal, and carries on like he won Essendon the premiership, and no one says anything. So I think people just like picking on kids. They used to do it to Stevie Milne as well. They used to pick on Stephen Milne, you know, who happens to be one of the best small forwards of all time, seriously, and people love to pick on him as well. So look, I think it's sensational, and look, in my old age, I'm 38 now, I've become really humble when Collingwood win. I would go through my Facebook memories and I see how much I used to hang it on opposition teams when Collingwood win. And I wish I could, you know, hit myself over the head with a hammer, because I don't like doing that. I don't do it anymore. But then I see some of the saltiness on the other side. Oh, you know, Parrish got 44 per jet change. Why didn't he get the Anzac at the medal? I'm sorry, if you get 44 possessions, 6 in the last quarter, he went missing in the last quarter, 44 possessions and 12 clearances, and your team does not win the game, and 31 of your possessions are handballs, you are not the best player on the ground. You're just not. I'm sorry, you're not. In fact, I wouldn't even put him in the top 3 Essendon players of the day. I think there were Essendon players who had far more impact than Darcy Parish. Yes, he got the handball that year, but you know what? You know, probably 3rd best Essendon player on the ground. But anyway, I'll let the Essendon fans worry about Essendon. I'll focus on the Pies. Speaking of Darcy Parish, he was best player, nearly the best player on the ground up until 3/4 time, until Fly put Pendlebury into the guts, and he got 11 possessions in the last quarter. Pretty much won the game off his own foot. You know, there you go. That was the difference. When Pendlebury went forward, when Pendlebury went in the middle and he got his clearance game going, we kicked 6 goals. So that's the difference. 15-3-93. You know, when Adams kicked that goal, and then when Cameron kicked that snap, and when Grundy kicked that goal, I thought, oh jeez. And I'll tell you what, one of my favourite moment of the game was when Howe took that mark in the last quarter, right at the end, and the crowd knew we were going to win. They must have all been looking at their Fox Footy apps to see how much time was left in the game, and the crowd just went off. I haven't heard a noise like that. You know, it was terrific. Like I said, the atmosphere was amazing, and just to be a joy and to be a part of it was just terrific. I'm blessed as a Collingwood supporter, and I know a few Essendon supporter mates know how blessed we are all to be a part of such a big game, and that's why it's so important that we get along to these games and get there. I mean, what I want to know, I mean, the fact that the game was sold out and 16 or 17,000 people decided not to go, I think that's a bit of a disgrace. Considering it's Anzac Day, if you got a ticket to the game, you should go, and if you don't, should give you a ticket to someone who wants to go, because there's so many people who want to go and don't get a chance to go. Anyway, so driving home, proud of the boys for winning, proud of Ginnivan, and proud of us for sticking fat, particularly when Essendon hit the front. And we just, every time Essendon hit the front, we come back with a really good goal shortly after that. So that was really terrific. So gonna end the night with my 3-2-1. I'm gonna give one vote to Scott Pendlebury, who got 11 possessions in the last quarter to pretty much win the game off of his own boot. I think he was absolutely terrific. Now I want to give Pendlebury 2 votes, but look, he really only did it in the second quarter. Actually, I'm going to swap. I'm going to give 1 vote to Jordan De Goey. I thought his want in the middle of the ground was great. I thought it was really, really good, but he just didn't impact the game enough with the amount of midfield time he had. I will give 2 votes to Scott Emblebury, as it was called when he won the Anzac Day medal back in 2000 and whenever it was. 2 votes to Scott Pendlebury. I thought his final quarter won us the game, and I think he deserves it. And I give 3 votes to the cheeky pirate, Jack Ginnivan. He just reminds me of his short hair and the way he carries on, and he's definitely a villain. And finally Collingwood has a villain, and I love him. I love JG, and I hope he has a long and successful career. I mean, look, he's played 10 games. He would have kicked probably 30 goals now. For an 18-year-old to have kicked 30 goals in such your first 10 games as a small forward. And you know what? I really, really hope that the Pies don't try to turn him into a midfielder. Leave him in the forward line. Let him kick his 60, 70 goals a year, if he gets that, of course. But let him kick his 40, 50 goals a year. Let him kick his 30 goals a year. Don't turn him into a midfielder. You've got a forward now. You've got a forward who can kick goals. The opposition teams are going to be scared of him now. Leave him forward. Don't turn him into a midfielder. Please, leave him there. Same as that the new Adelaide kid. His name escapes me. I was thinking about it today. I really hope that Adelaide keep him forward. Don't try to turn him into a midfielder. He's capable of kicking bags. Leave him forward. Same as JG. Leave Ginnivan up forward. Anyway, that's it. So what? 1 vote to Jordan De Goey, 2 votes to Scott Pendlebury, and 3 votes to Jack Ginnivan. Big apologies to Brody Mychek, who I thought I could have given some votes to as well. And if it wasn't for Scott Pendlebury's last quarter, he would have been in the vote. So look, that's it for me. That's it for Jimmy and the Fat Man. That's it for Jimmy and the Fat Man for this weekend. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Jimmy will be back and we'll be doing a taste test, which Jimmy absolutely loves to do. So that'll be it for us. Have a safe drive home, everybody. Hope you had a really, really safe and amazing Anzac Day long weekend. I'm the Fat Man, and from my family to yours, peace.